Alright, ladies and gentlemen, last reaction for today before we go on break for all series that I react to on this channel. But let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another reaction to Jujutsu Kaisen. Today, we're going to be checking out 231 of the series. Why am I saying this like I'm doing my One Piece volume reading? That's tomorrow. But let's go ahead and check out the news chapter. Chapter 231, Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku Showdown Part 9. Who here has taken a serious punch from Gojo? And this is Kusakabe asking everybody. No, I did try to punch him, but he didn't land a hit. But didn't land a hit. And Yuta raises his hand and Kinji raises his. Not sure if it counts as serious, but he once applied Limitless Curse technique to striking me. Same here. At the moment of contact, he uses Azure to boost fists reinforced with cursed energy. In addition to boosting power, it feels like receiving a counterpunch, even though he's punching like normal. It's the worst. And then Kiraba asks, Does it hurt? I vomited. I barfed. Nanami said it too. If you continue being a sorcerer, don't compare yourself to Gojo. Powerful strikes that would be difficult for me to pull off are like simple jabs to him. To be honest, it's like, what the heck? And then the dude with the baklava on his head just pulls it down. And then Kusakabe continues. In other words, I have no idea what Gojo is going to do next, so don't ask. And it shows Gojo beating up on Sukuna. He's yo! Oh my goodness! Stop! I've gotten up multiple times today over the streams that I had to do, and now I am up once again because Gojo is just bodying Sukuna through the streets. He is just bodying Sukuna all over, dragging his face all over. Because, since Sukuna has adapted to Unlimited Void, Gojo is just using straight up hands. And he's just sending Sukuna flying all over in this beautiful double spread panel. And Sukuna rights himself as Gojo uses the Limitless to enclose Sukuna in like a big old Shibaku Tensei. But Sukuna bursts out, and Gojo tries to kick him. But Sukuna dodges. But then Sukuna's smile turns into surprise as he sees Gojo try to kick him. As he sees Gojo try to kick him, and Gojo kicks in the direction of Sukuna. Sukuna dodges, and Gojo craters the ground with his strength. This man is inhuman, okay? Gojo just simply cratering the ground with a simple kick is inhuman. And then we see the Wheel of Maharaga as Sukuna is above preparing to hit Gojo, and he lands in what looks to be like a whole bunch of Gojo after images. And then Gojo is turning towards Sukuna, and he tries to backhand Sukuna. And it turns out that Gojo was using these after images to hide himself, but Sukuna blocks the hit and goes, this one. And Gojo puts his hand up quick enough to keep Sukuna from hitting him directly in the face, but it still presses up against his face because you can see his hand smushing his eye and covering it. And Sukuna ends up hitting Gojo through this hand and causing Gojo to go flying. But Gojo, still flying, latches onto a street light and is just sitting there looking at Sukuna, who still has the impact mark from Gojo hitting him earlier. And then we get an explanation. Furu's incantation of the 10 sacred treasures manifests Maharaga in a perfectly harmonious cycle. After an attack hits Maharaga, the wheel turns and he adapts. And then the wheel turns on over Sukuna. So he's adapted to him. The wheel's turning. Has he adapted? Goes the lawyer guy. I still forget his name all the time. When he touches me with amplification, Maharaga wheels blacken. Maharaga's wheel blackens. That must mean interrupted adaptation. Maybe he can't use a domain, but he can amplify because his damaged brain was focused on the part pertaining to barrier techniques. He doesn't want me to adapt, so he isn't using any cursed technique other than lapse. I guess that makes sense. And then the light on the street lamp turns green as Sukuna and Gojo continue to fly at each other. But when that happens, Gojo pulls the street light using lapse towards him, and Sukuna grabs hold of it, and it looks like the street light is about to hit Gojo, but apparently I think he used the limitless. His limitless is right there, so it doesn't even hit him at all. So, throwing things at Gojo is not going to mean anything. He isn't bringing out Maharaga. And then Mei is speaking. That means he's finished adapting to Unlimited Void on the 5th time. So, does Gojo's limitless give rise to a technique that requires the wheel to turn multiple times? It's possible. At this point, doing the impossible is normal for those two. And then Sukuna, or I think that's Gojo who goes, have you noticed? It's 4 times total, right? Only 3 left. That's the number of times the wheel turns until Maharaga adapts to my inavoidability. And that's when it surprises Mei, Kusakabe, and Kinji. 3 times left! A countdown, huh? Until you lose that smirk. And then Gojo continues to grin. He continues to smile in the face of Sukuna. Well, we both tend to smirk. And I don't need that much time to kill you. As Gojo just still smiles as he's looking at Sukuna. And then Hanakurusu speaks. Has he forgotten that's Megumi's body? No, I think. And then the lightning dude says, that's okay. Go on and forget. No, it's not! So Gojo is still contending with Sukuna. Yo, Ogata. Yo, J Music. Good to see you both here. Yo, the fact that Gojo, not only is he quick, he's a quick study, but he adapted to the fact that he couldn't use Unlimited Void on Sukuna, so he's just relying on hands. And that's working, because unlike Gojo, Sukuna is not able to constantly heal his brain quickly enough like Gojo can. Because previously, when I was reading through these chapters, I thought it was absolutely mind-boggling that he not only has a reverse curse technique constantly going so he could be healed up during the earlier slashes that Sukuna issued against him, but also be able to heal his and bring back his burnt-out curse techniques after a domain expansion. That's actually been something he's been able to do ever since his fight with Toji Fushiguro, way back when in the past. It didn't come to my attention until I watched the last episode of JUJUTSU Kaisen in its 2nd season, and where he was practicing how to keep his curse technique limitless going all the time with minimal amounts of cursed energy used, and also make it so that his brain doesn't suffer burnout from him using his curse techniques all the time, and the whole concept of healing his burnt out curse techniques. He's been able to do that ever since then, but it didn't dawn on me that he's been able to do that until like the other day. So Gojo's always been able to do this sort of thing. It's just shown in full force here and at its maximum output. So Gojo's always been crazy with power. And here it shows even more that even though Sukuna's adapting to Gojo and his Unlimited Void, Gojo decides like, let's see if I just use my hands and just beat him up that way. Because he doesn't want to use Curse Technique Red or Hollow Purple because otherwise Sukuna would adapt to those. So he's only using Lapse on he's only using Lapse, but he's not using Lapse on Sukuna. He's using Lapse on objects around Sukuna so that Sukuna can actually adapt to it. He's using Lapse as an application rather than an actual means of directly hitting Sukuna. Which is genius when you think about it, because Maharaga's wheel only works on techniques that actually hit him. and then he can adapt that way. But if the attack is not aimed at him and used on objects that could then hit Sukuna, he can adapt to the object hitting him, but not to the technique that's using that object to hit him with. So that's actually genius on Gojo's part as far as using this attack. And, I mean, we get a little info about people who've been hit by Gojo, because even when Gojo's using, like, normal jabs, in comparison to everyone else, he's basically boosting his power beyond that of any normal average person, and what could seems like superhuman to everyone else who's been on the receiving end of Gojo's fists, it's just normal jabs to him. It's just normal. Even Nanami in the past said that what seemed like normal jabs to Gojo would be incredibly difficult to pull off, even for me. Gojo's insane, okay? Gojo's just flat out insane as a Jujutsu sorcerer, and he's been keeping the same crazed, gleeful look on his face ever since. The same look that was on his face when he came back from near death and then just beat the living tar out of Toji. That's the same state that Gojo is in, but he's far stronger than before. And I know I didn't mention this. During my entire time seeing Gojo return, but it didn't take me until recently to realize that Gojo's wearing the same type outfit as Toji did. Short sleeve shirt, tucked into some very baggy pants, and he's wearing the slip shoes as well. Gojo is dressed just like Toji Fushiguro from the past. It's clean though. But this was a good chapter, and we're going on break after Gojo just basically says, I won't need much time to kill you. That same high level of cockiness, but also assurance and confidence that he's still going to walk away from this fight. Still don't know who's going to be the victor at the end of the day. But I'm enjoying the ride so far. And Gojo's just showing why he's the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of today, and the only one capable of contending with Sukuna at all. Because if it was anyone else, they would have died. But overall, I definitely enjoyed this chapter. Man, Gojo is a GOAT. Look, this was a great chapter. We had a fantastic chapter of My Hero Academia, and we had a very chaotically great chapter of One Piece. All I can say is this is by far this is a perfect way to start a month when it comes to manga. The first Sunday of August, and we already got 3 incredibly solid chapters from 3 different series. It's a good day. I'm done. I hope you guys, all I can say at the end of the day is, first, I enjoy Jujutsu. I hope we get an actual legitimate game in the future. Not trying to bash the fighting arena fighter game, but I really do hope we truly get a Jujutsu Kaisen game that does the game justice, and it isn't just another fighting game like Naruto, Demon Slayer's insert manga series here, arena fighter again. But I really want a Jujutsu game where it's like either Pirate Warriors or like an action RPG. I would definitely love that. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm done monologuing. I got to see how I feel. We may or may not have a stream of me playing Cyberpunk, but I'll just have to keep you guys. You know what? Yeah, I'll save it for Monday because I have already done a whole bunch this morning, and I probably just want to chill for today. I'll do my stream for Cyberpunk tomorrow on Monday once I'm done with my One Piece read through. So yeah, I'll save it for Monday. I just want to rest up now. But fantastic chapter of Jujutsu. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier, and because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later peoples!